All right, hey, welcome back to JKMoto Entertainment YouTube channel. Welcome back once again to Stable B, our favorite place. We're here for another discussion topic today, and what we're going to talk about today is TrackDay essentials. So we're going to give a quick rundown of just basically the basics, but the essentials of what you need to go to the track, why they're important, and I'll give you some tips and tricks on how you can get them. So stick around in the video. Before you do that, please click the subscribe button down below. Throw a like on the video if you're liking the content. If you have any questions throughout, or if you have anything to add, because you've been doing this maybe way longer than me or way more, like a lot more, what. Anyway, if you have anything to add, throw that down in the comments also. But let's go ahead and get into the video of TrackDay essentials. All right, TrackDay essentials. So I was gonna have this funny joke, and I was gonna be like, well, the first essential you have to have is a bike. You have to have a motorcycle to do a TrackDay, which there's two reasons that's not true, which is one, you could do it in a car theoretically, and then two, there's actually a couple of TrackDay organizations out there that offer a rental program. There's two that I know of for sure. There's Ride Smart down in Texas with the Fly and Ride program, so I'll have a link for their stuff down in the description. And then TrackTime.bike out in Washington does have some rental options available. I don't think they call it Fly and Ride, but effectively you could fly in and rent a bike and maybe rent some gear also. So I'll throw their link down in the description also. Feel free to go check them out, or if you're in that area, you know, give them your support. In general, if you're gonna do a track day, you're gonna wanna bring a motorcycle, right? So gotta have a motorcycle. With a motorcycle, as I mentioned in a lot of videos, you have to have a key. You gotta have a key. Don't forget your key. Don't forget your key. There's been some good stories in the past of people go to track days and forgetting their keys and then not being able to do the track day because they live hours away and they forgot their key and they're very sad and they don't get refunded the money. So don't forget your key. Cool. All right, so you gotta have a bike, gotta have a key. Those are kind of essential. Getting into some more essentials. We're gonna basically just go through gear today and then a couple like quick things. I'm gonna gear this more towards like, I plan on riding my bike to the track. There's a lot of videos on this YouTube channel. I recommend you go check them all out. And they're kind of, I cover a conglomerate of stuff. Today, I'm gonna gear this towards someone that is just trying to take a backpack of stuff with them. So I'm not gonna give you tips and tricks of bringing like your entire house and the kitchen sink. I'm gonna give you a couple little things I would throw in the backpack to make sure you're ready to go. The essentials that you need for a perfect track day. Also, to caveat everything that I say today, I do 100% recommend when you buy your track day tickets, you need to search that website up and down, left and right, for any tips, tricks, rules, and stuff that they have. Because what I cover today could be good for your org that you're with. It could also not be good. And I can't tell you because I don't know their rules. Individual orgs have different rules. I'll try and kind of cover this. It'll depend on the org, but pay attention to that when you go get your first track day ticket this season or whatever. Be paying attention to their specific rules and make sure you're following theirs, because the last thing I want to do is give you advice and you followed it and you show up to a track day and you're like, whoa, this random YouTube guy said that I could do this. Why can't I do this? You got to check on your individual track day rules. But most of the orgs have very similar. That's what we're going to cover today. So step one, we're going to go over some gear. You can see it down here. I've got this gear. Gloves. Got to have motorcycle gloves. Obviously, they most likely need to be leather. And the big thing about the track that might be different than the street is this part down here. This is what we call the gauntlet. So that's going to go up and over your wrist. And it's called a gauntlet because it goes up and over your wrist. So these specifically, Alpenstar SP8s, I think they run a little under $100. I like them. They're decent. They're a decent, cheaper glove. Not the best, not the worst. Alpenstars is pretty good, I think. But yeah, the gauntlet, right? You got to have that gauntlet on there. They need to come up over your wrist. When you think about motorcycle gear for the track, the most important thing to think about, the easiest way to think about it for me was always like, you don't want any skin showing. You don't want the possibility of any skin showing. So everything we'll talk about today is going to be covering that skin, i.e. gauntlet gloves that go over your wrists. You don't have wrist gloves and wrist sleeves and a possible wrist coming undone. You have them go over so that even if this comes out a little bit, the gauntlet still covers it, all right? Second thing is going to be a good pair of boots, okay? So these again are, I'm fully decked out in Alpenstars. It's actually mostly because I just found the cheapest stuff and I got a lot of stuff used back in the day. But these are the SMX-S boots. They're like the cheapest ones you can get from Alpenstars, but they work. They got some leather on them. The big thing here with the boots, very much like the gloves, is up over the ankle. So I'm not gonna put these on for you guys, but you need to have a boot that comes up over the ankle. How much over the ankle? Most track day orgs that I've seen haven't really specified, but you want to be able to have your boots either, your suit pants or your pants either tucked inside the boot or able to go around the outside of the boot. Once again, you don't want that possibility of skin showing. Last thing you want to do is put a bike down and grind off the side of your ankle because your boots weren't tall enough. So nice come up over the ankle. I think there's a couple orgs out there that say like mid-calf or something like that. But come up over the ankle and they either cover the pants or the pants cover them. You want to have that inner layer boundary there, not side by side. All right, so that's the boots, over the ankle boots. Next behind me, I'm not gonna pull this one out. I think we can just take a look at it here. I have my suit. This is also, what do you know, Alpenstars one-piece suit. So all just one piece, leather. Also one of their cheaper options. Yes, specifically designed for motorcycle road racing. So you got your pads with the little knee pucks here. It's got the speed hump on the back. What I can say about this is that there are motorcycle suits out there that are full leather and don't have the knee pucks on them, and you don't have to have knee pucks to go do a track day. I love saying dragon knee, right? Dragon knee is like, it's like the thing. That's what we all want to do. It's what all the professionals do, all the cool racers, and it's the coolest thing in the world, but on your first track day especially, you don't have to do it, then the chances of you doing it, they're relatively low, depending on who you are. If you got if you got wild guts, then you'll probably get out there and get after it, but for a lot of people, they don't make it on the first day. So if you have a suit that's like full leather, and either a one-piece or a two-piece that zips together, we'll cover that a little more in a second. But if it doesn't have these knee pucks on it, that's okay. You can still 100% wear that. Yeah, just understand if you do start getting your knee down and you're getting close to the ground and you don't want to touch your nice leathers to the ground. So if you ever feel a scrape or you feel like you're close, you can always just tuck your knee in against the bike. You can still get off the bike with the front half and back half of your body in proper body position and tuck your knee back into the bike. It's just that knee movement. So you're hanging off the bike, you just tuck that knee back in. You make sure that it is just the knee. It's all between that ankle and hip kind of rotation, and just rotate the knee back in. So that's an option there. But your suit, to talk a little more about the suits, you might have heard me just barely, I mentioned a zipper. So most track day orgs that I've met allow a two-piece suit. I used to wear a two-piece suit all the time because that's what I had. Once again, I bought a lot of used gear off of, not Craigslist, but you know, the classifieds, the Facebook marketplace, if you will. And a two-piece suit is perfectly fine. I actually put out a video on one-piece versus two-piece and which one's better for you, so you should go check that out. I'll have it linked up there. But with the two-piece, it does have to zip together. So if you get a Denise jacket and an Alpenstars pants, there's a chance they won't zip together. I don't know. I've never tried two different brands, but most of the time in my, you can probably see or have seen snowboards on the back. When I was snowboarding back in the day, if you didn't get the right brand jacket and pants, they wouldn't zip together, and then you're all cold out there on the mountain with snow up in your stuffs. So get the same brand, make sure they zip together, and then you should be good to go. Once again, that is preventing that open skin. So if you go down and your jacket comes riding up, you now have open skin on your back. If your jacket is zipped to your pants, it can't really come riding up because it's zipped into your pants. And as long as your pants don't go anywhere, you'll be good to go. So either a one-piece suit or a two-piece suit that zips together at least 3/4 of the way, so they're not gonna ride up. We don't want any open skin. We're seeing a theme here, no open skin. Nice and simple. Last thing you need as far as gear, and we'll talk a little bit more about inside gear, the underlayer gear here in a second. I shouldn't have set this on the ground. Is a helmet, right? Most track day orgs are gonna require an ECE rating. So this is R2205 or just a DOT rating. Basically, you can't show up with a bicycle helmet. Once again, please go check your individual track day org rules. Things that I do know, most orgs are against is anything other than just a standard full face helmet. So you'll notice my visor comes up and my visor goes back down, and there's no like weird break right here where the whole helmet can go up and down. And there is in fact helmet back here and helmet up here and helmet all over here. It's not modular, it's not 3/4, it's not a half helmet. It is a full face non-modular DOT rated helmet. So if you have a Snell rating, you're probably good to go. If you have an ECE rating, you're good to go. I haven't actually come across a full face helmet that I've wanted that didn't have the ECE rating. They're pretty hard to find. So if you're spending okay money on a helmet, you'll probably be good. But once again, go double check your track day org rules before you head out and make sure your helmet fits all their rules. But you want a full face non-modular, because if you go down pretty hard, that modular part could break open and cause some major issues. So full face non-modular helmet. All right, that's gonna finish this up for the outer layer of gear, the important stuff. Track days are freaking awesome, right? They're a ton of fun. even if you're the slowest guy out there, you're still gonna have tons of fun. You're gonna be working your bike. I took a newer buddy out there with me last year. You know, even after the first session, he comes back and he's like, dude, I haven't leaned my bike that far or even anywhere near that far ever. And I'm gonna pick on him just a little bit, not actually pick on him, but you look at his tire, he still had plenty of room to go. So you think about that. I also did a, you know, street lean angles debunked video. You should go check that one out. We did open up the lean angle sensor on this thing and did some timing out on the street of like what you realistically hit when you're out there just kind of riding around. And I know there's those of you out there that are hitting the clover leaves with your knee down and you drug your head on the side of the ground one time last year. I got it. You guys are crazy. But for the majority of motorcycle riders, once you get to the track, you're gonna open up a new world of leaning the bike over and a new world of speed and all these different things. It's awesome. It is paramount that you show up with the proper gear to have a great day, right? So having over the ankle boots, gauntlet gloves, either a one-piece suit or a two-piece suit that zips together, and a full face non-modular helmet that is rated per what your TrackDay order says, DOT rating or higher. Those are the keys. That's the key to success. That's pretty much about it. Now, underneath the suit, there are some things you can wear that help out. These suits are not particularly easy to get on and off. There's this weird, I don't know if it's in the legs. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Maybe show it to that camera. It's the weird like kind of mesh with the holes in it. And let's see if we do that. How about that? Yeah, you see that stuff, that kind of meshy stuff? It's great. It's kind of nice. I tell you what, you're gonna be out there doing your first track day and you're gonna come back and you're gonna be sweaty. You're gonna be sweaty, very sweaty and hot. And it's, well, unless you're in the winter, but even then you'll be kind of sweaty. And I found after my first track day, I just wore a t-shirt and my jacket was actually very difficult to get off. And those things are just kind of Velcroed in there. When I pulled my arm out, it came with my arm. And I had to stuff it back down in with my sweaty arm still and get it all re-Velcroed and then hold it with my other hand and then pull my hand out. And it's a pain in the butt. So having some sort of under layer that is a little bit more smooth and sweat wicking. I usually just wear like standard, I think I had some Under Armour or Nike long sleeve shirt and leggings, and then I put the suit on. So I know a lot of people won't do the long sleeve shirt. With my jacket specifically that I used to wear all the time, if I didn't have the long sleeve shirt, like I said, it would stick to my arms and it was just a pain in the butt. So I also found that if you get sweat wicking / cooling version of those, it does actually work because the suits are ventilated, the jackets are ventilated, and so you will get an amount of like wind coming through. And so if you get one that is meant for cooling, they work pretty nicely because you get that wind coming across and they cool you down pretty well. So that can help out a lot as far as hot summers. So under layer, I do that. Socks are just kind of socks, wear whatever socks you want. Some people do have trouble getting thick socks with a thick suit leg, all to fit inside a boot. So Denisi, your pants go over, Alpenstars, your pants go in. I've had to start wearing ankle socks because for whatever reason, I don't know, it doesn't fit in the boot and the boot won't zip up. So anyway, that's enough of that. Okay, so we talked about what's on the outside, we talked about what's on the inside, nice little Under Armour gear or something like that. Try and keep you cool and make it easier to get your suit off. Now we're gonna talk about what you're gonna throw in the backpack. Now once again, I understand some of you have pickup trucks, some of you have trailers, some of you are going with a buddy that's got all the stuff. For those of you, like at this point, go check out some of the other videos, but you probably don't need to be in this one much longer. This is just gonna be some quick tips and tricks for someone that's soloing it on their bike, ready to go. So if you're heading out in the morning on your motorcycle, things I would invest in is maybe a friend when you get there. But anyway, you're gonna have tape, right? You have to have tape to tape up your lights for when you get there. You're gonna want some food and some water or cash for food. But like a water bottle that you can keep refilling so you don't have to just buy water bottle after water bottle after water bottle. And then I'd take a tire pressure gauge. I would throw that in there, / if you can get on Amazon and get like a little tire pressure gauge / pump, a little tire pump, that'd be sweet because then you can kind of adjust your tire pressure throughout the day. And then when you head home and you're riding on the street again, you're not still stuck at track pressures. A lot of people tell you don't ride to the track. I personally don't like the idea of it. I've never actually done it. But I am very tired at the end of a track day, so just keep that in mind. If you haven't done long rides before, riding to the track, doing a track day, the ride home is gonna be rough. So keep that in mind and plan accordingly. The last thing anyone wants, especially in this community, is for someone to go out and have a completely awesome track day and then not make it home because they miscalculated their amount of stamina or how long the day was actually gonna be. So just keep that in mind, please. But There's no issues with riding to the track. You can absolutely do it. Let's see. Okay, so we mentioned that. A hat of some sort. Worst case scenario, you get there, you're on your own, hanging out on the side of the parking lot, and you take your helmet off because, well, you want to, and then you don't have a hat, and you're just baking in the sun all day. So some sort of nice, hat that covers yourself decently. Throw that in the backpack. We covered lights. We covered tire pressure. We covered food. Even if you don't bring food and you're just gonna bring money, having some like snacks that won't melt in the bag just to snack in between rounds is a great idea. Just constantly kind of keeping that fuel going in. At lunchtime, lunch is long enough. You have time to go grab like a full meal, but having all of that. And then, yeah, still don't forget your motorcycle key. Whatever you do, don't forget your key. Beyond that, I could sit here and talk to you for hours about the different things you should bring, shouldn't bring, and all of that. I did just also put out a video called TrackDay Hacks to a Perfect Track Day. Go check that one out also. But beyond that list, the essentials is your gear, yourself, your motorcycle, and your key. I would say that's really the essentials. If you're riding there, you gotta have tape to tape up the lights, but someone in the pits will probably have it if you forget, but don't forget, just bring your own. Yeah, that's it. Those are like the essentials. Like I said, I don't wanna take hours just going into the deep and dirty. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. If you want to add anything to the list that you're like, whoa, you have to have this, please add that to the comments also. Once again, please buy your track day ticket and immediately go check out the rules. Read that website left, right, up, down, forward, back, side to side, diagonal, I don't know, quadra, whatever. Read the website. They're not usually the best built. No offense to all the track day orgs out there, but they don't have the best built websites. So you kind of have to search and dig sometimes, but find all the rules. If you have any questions beyond that, you can message me on Instagram at JKMoto Podcast, or just leave a comment down here and I can get that question answered. So hopefully this kind of helped out. It was a quick little guide to your track day essentials before you get started. And I hope to see you guys out there on the racetrack one day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.